Started. That's right. We are back again, and we are having a conversation today about how to maximize your business. And today, to help me on the show, I have three amazing guests. That's right. You know her, you love her. She is Joy, the Joy Igniter. We also have the most amazing, the wonderful soul rhythm mentor, Regina Curtis.
Hello.
Yes. And we have David Gueresso, who is not only about leadership, but he is all about that compassionate leadership. And he's here to support you as well today.
Hello, hello.
And just joining us, lickety split bonus person, we have Daniel McCrane, who will help you maximize that business like there's no tomorrow. Trust me, I know for sure. So today's show, we are giving you a little preview of what's happening in our community and what's coming up next week. And that is the What's Next for Your Business conference. And every person who's on the show today is actually going to be a part of that conference. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so excited about this. So, Regina is actually going to be the trainer for the first time in one of our conferences. So, Regina, tell us a little bit about like why you're excited to be a part of the conference this go round.
Absolutely. So I'm super excited to be a part of this conference, and I get to play a new role in the conference this time, which is very exciting. My whole thing is all about doing business in a way that supports you and doing it the way that is a true expression of who you are and how you show up. And it's not just about the why, it's about the how and actually taking action in that. And that is what we do in these conferences. We take action in alignment with who you are and how you show up. And so it is absolutely my jam, and I can't wait to share it with you.
I love that. Yes, I know Yo has done a bazillion of these conferences,
I
and she's
have.
going to be our moderator.
Yes, I get to ask all the questions and fill in the juicy gaps. I've done this role several times. I've always been more inclined to feel like a student as I moderate in the business conferences. So I know y'all gonna give me some good nuggets of stuff I might not have known before.
Yes. And so last time, David in our live conference was actually in your seat. And this time, he's actually going to switch seats with you and be our very first session's speaker for the leadership. So, David, why are you like so excited to share your genius in this space of leadership?
Well, one thing I can tell you is I heard this a long time ago that no matter how big a tree is, if we go outside every single day and we take 5 whacks at the tree religiously and we continue to be consistent about that, no matter how many days that goes on, one thing we know is that eventually the tree is going to fall, whether it's professionally or personally. That remains true. And so leadership is all about taking intentional action and bringing the axe to that tree so that you can accomplish the goals that you have for your life. And so I'm excited to talk about that in context of life and business on the 22nd. Thanks
Oh,
much.
yes. Oh, yes. So, sandwiched in between him and Daniel, I actually am going to be a speaker on this conference too. And I've taken a really um, backseat to being a speaker on the conferences as much as possible because there are so many amazing people in our community who have something to share and to give. But I'm excited to kind of share about product development and how that actually is going to, um, like, how you can actually do it in a way that is organic to the natural flow of your business. And so I'm excited to share that and to really kind of bring forward this idea that like your business is a living, breathing organism and you have to nurture it in order for it to grow. And so that's what I'm going to be talking about. And to anchor the entire conversation of the conference is Daniel McCrane. Now, let me tell you, this man is so awesome. And he has actually been a big part of my market strategy. And I wanted him to anchor this conference because he's going to help us really with that business blueprint and taking us to the next level. Daniel, tell us a little bit about what you're going to talk about.
Well, I love talking about the topic of business blueprint because I love the whole idea of being intentional about building your business. Without having a good blueprint, you're accidentally building your business. And have you ever seen an accidental business? They're not very pretty. They're very hard to manage, very hard to actually make a profit in that business. And whether you're the kind of person who says, give me all the profit I can get, or whether you're the kind of person who says, I only make profit so I can give it away, it really doesn't matter. The purpose of business is to make profit. And so we want to be intentional about building a business that can accomplish your financial goals. And you've got to have a blueprint, you've got to have a plan. It may not go according to plan. That's not the point, but you have to have a plan. That's the
Yes,
point.
that is the point. That is the point. We just got another guest in the studio, and so I'm going to bring her to the stage too. She is Yolanda Churchwell, and she is actually one of the speakers of the conference too. Like they're just flying in, y'all, coming to say hi, and wanted to and wanted to show you kind of their face and for you to get to know them. But Yolanda, tell us a little bit about you and why you're excited to do this conference.
So, my name is Yolanda Churchwell, and I am the CEO of the Business Assistance Group. My official title is the System Solutionist. I help women entrepreneurs create and implement strategies, processes, and systems so they can streamline their day to day operations and maximize their profits. I like to say I help them take the hassle out their hustle so they can make more money and have more free time. So I'm excited to be here because I think that a lot of people don't realize that not having the correct processes and systems in place is the only thing that's holding their business back from going to the next level. So I want to be able to be present and share that with them, as well as glean some information from all of you so that I can improve my business as well.
Yes, love that. And I'm so happy that you were able to join us. I know you got a little bit of a last minute notice to be here today. So super excited for you to be here today. Like, look at this cast and crew of people. It's not moving for me. Look at us. We are all coming together for this very special event to actually support you in your business, to help you figure out what is next for your business. And the way that we're going to do that is through three really amazing, outstanding, wonderful sessions that are fully developed for you. So, the first session that we are going to have is all about building trust to connect creatively. And this is your leadership and your teamwork. And like I said, David is going to be your breakout speaker for that. But we have panel discussions. We have a reflective workshop that's going to happen in order for you to really tap into these areas. And David is going to do leadership, and we have Marilyn Robinson who's going to be there to support you with your teamwork and getting those systems going. Marilyn was worked for Intel for many years, so she knows the ins and outs of how to pull together an amazing team, and she's going to be supporting us in that way. Our second session, we're wearing our colors, which is super funny right now, Yolanda. We are going to be holding it down. So funny. We're going to be holding it down, helping you work wise so you can share the love. So Yolanda's going to help you tap into those business processes and those workflows so that you are able to show up and show out, while I'm going to help you really work on that product. So when someone comes to get your product from you, they're going to love it and love the change that you're going to provide for them through your product. And so we're going to hold that down again, another set of panel discussions, another set of workshops, another set of breakout sections so that you can really tap into that thing. And way to coordinate mind meld wise. Thank you very much, Yolanda, for that. And then to anchor this entire event, we have the last session, which is totally about strengthening your communications through sales, and also creating awareness through your business blueprint, which Daniel already told you he's so excited to help you with. And we have Sage, who's actually going to come in and really help you understand how to get those sales in. Because, honey, you lose the ability to serve when you do not have profit, and we want to make sure that you have profit so that you can continue to serve people. This event is going to be so much fun and so dynamic. I like I can't even wait. Like this is just the beginning party. Like we're turning up right now together, but like when we get this full 6 hours together and we really get to get in there and get in our business, I mean, mayhem ensues and it is so much fun. Uh, David, the last conference was your very first conference. What was your favorite thing about that conference?
My favorite thing was really just the collective knowledge that was shared across the board, the community aspect of it. There is a sort of a multiplying effect that happens when you start putting the puzzle pieces together. So when you enter these types of conferences, think of it as a puzzle board. And every little piece, every little person that comes into it is taking a puzzle piece to a larger whole that adds up to something that's not just X times bigger than, looking at the number of speakers, but there's a multiplication effect that goes well beyond just the information that was shared.
Yeah. Now, I have a question for you, David. Have you ever been to a conference like this one?
No, this one is unique. It has its own unique vibe.
Yeah, I try to say that to people. I'm like, I know you've been on conferences before. I know you've done these virtual conferences before, and you probably expect when you get to the virtual conference that you're going to have a series of talking heads at you, right? People are going to be saying this and saying that, and it's just this continuous line of people talking at you. But this is one of the most actively involved and engaged experiences. And you know who could probably tell you their first experience about this being different is probably Regina, because I know Regina, you were one of those people who were like, "What
Yeah.
the heck?"
That was great. It definitely aligns with my personal ethos, which is that we can all be a learner and a leader at the same time. And what's really interesting for me in this particular iteration of this conference is this is actually the first conference that I did as a speaker in this community. And when I came in as a speaker, I didn't know what to expect. I knew what I had experienced a lot in the past, and this was nothing like it. And I thought, oh, I'm going to come in, I'm going to drop in for my 20-minute presentation that I'm doing, talk on a couple of panels, and then the rest of the time I'll just kind of like have it on in the background. No, I had pages of notes. I was learning so much. I was receiving so much. And I like the 6 hours just flew by. And then literally at the end of it, there was a party. There was like people did not want to get off the Zoom. No one wanted to. It happens every single time. And then the one other thing I wanted to drop in here quickly is that what's really cool is I get to see other people in their genius talking about the same topic. And it's different every single time. Each person, we can talk about the same topic. We can work on it from a slightly different angle in our own business. And every time, even though it's the same 6 topics, it's the same amount of time and it's the same overarching theme, I guarantee it's going to be a completely different experience than the one that I did just a couple months ago.
Absolutely. It's the combination of people, right? Like it's like
Mhm.
technically it's stew, right? But the flavor of the
So different.
stew changes with the ingredients and the flair and the spice that you throw in there, right? And
And
so
this is
even
some
though
spicy stew, like
it's some
fun
spicy
spicy stew.
stew, baby, this stew was brought together by the ancestors. So it's got that
They
yum
were like,
yum.
mm,
It's got that good. You are definitely going to be a part of this stew. Now, David, I'm sorry, Daniel, I know you have been a part of these conferences for a very long time, even when they were 2 day conferences. So, what is your, I guess, favorite part about being a part of these conferences and experiencing these conferences?
My favorite part. So my family would tell you, my wife especially. I don't know what's in my head, and no one else does either until somebody asks me a question. So the great thing about this style of conference is the moderator throws questions at me, And sometimes I'm just as surprised by my answers as everybody else. I didn't know I knew that. Wow, that's pretty cool. But the other thing that I really love about this style of conference, and to Monica's point, there is no other conference anywhere. You have never been to a conference like this anywhere else. I guarantee it. Uh, I get so much more than I give, even as a presenter, as a speaker on this conference. It's amazing the way that it functions.
Yes.
It's like that group mind comes together, and to David's point, 1 + 1 = 10 or 100 or amazing.
Yeah, it feels a bit like Captain Planet. I don't know if anybody is familiar with that old cartoon where they all join forces and then they build Captain Planet, and you're like, ah, like this whole thing. Or Transformers if you're, more into the like mainstream stuff. But it really is this coming together experience. Now, Yolanda, I know that this is your very first experience with this crazy batch of people. But the minute you walked into our virtual office, you had a very unique reaction to your experience. Do you want to share a little bit about that?
Well, I just felt like, oh my goodness, being a PK, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the friendliest usher board I've met in a long time. I was greeted by Yo, and we both have the same first name, so of course we hit it off. And then I went into a little room, and it was some people in there, and I talked to them, and then I got moved out, went to another. I just was moving around and socializing, and I said that day, I don't care if y'all want me, but I'm gonna be here. And so I just made myself at home, and I've been loving it ever since.
And she did say that. She said if she had to replace the other yo in order to be a part of the community, she would do that.
You
We
wasn't
said,
gonna say that in front of her like that,
There's
no,
room for you
Monica.
both.
Now
Come on in.
but
you got to
listen,
be sensitive, Monica. You can't just
listen,
say that part in front of her like that.
I talk about you behind your back, good and bad. That's how I do. You just gonna know. You're gonna get it all with me. Listen, and she's like, if we have to send her on a sabbatical, if we can only have one Yolanda at a time, then let's send her on a sabbatical so I could be here too. And I was like, girl, we have more than enough space for you and anybody who wants to be a part of the collective. And so, what we're talking about and what Yolanda is talking about is we are not just at Mink Life Motivation. It did start very much as this like I'm creating, my own community. But what I realized, especially in building these conferences and going through this process of conferences, is that we are better together. We are 100% better together. And where my genius stops, someone else's starts, and vice versa. And so when I started these conferences, I had no idea I was accidentally creating a community and a way of life where we don't have to be alone, where we don't have to experience this journey of building a business or managing a business or being a professional person alone. But there are people there who can help with little things and big things all the way across the board. And so, what I want to say to you is if you are interested in being a part of this conference, there are two ways that you're going to be able to do that in the next coming week, right? So, we are having a challenge. That's right, we are challenging you to figure out what's next for your business. And these characters, along with a couple of others, will be coming to you every day up until the conference to give you one thing to focus on so that you can actually start making change right now in your business. And each of them are going to come with a tip. So you want to tune in to this channel that you're watching this on right now every single solitary day in the weeks coming up um, to the actual conference. We're going to invite you to be a part of the conference every time. So there'll be an opportunity for you to jump in at any time. I know you might be trepidatious at first. I don't know. I'm not sure. But when you see how much value we give for free, you're definitely going to want to pay for that ticket to get in there and make it happen. But not only is that the case, we give you the challenge. We do the 6 hour conference. And then afterwards, there are bonuses with every single solitary speaker as a part of your ticket. So you definitely want to be a part of that experience as well. But not only that, if you're just curious, right, and you're like, well, you guys sound weird, and I'm not sure about this. We are weird, you're right. And you might not be sure about that. You want to come and hang out with us. in our Mingle Learning Collaborative. We do this every single day. This energy you're getting, it's not just for you right now because we're on the internet. This energy is what we bring every single day as a part of our learning collaborative. And so if you want to explore or if you want to dive in or figure out kind of like, are these my people? Like Yolanda said, I don't know. This is kind of cool. I'm not sure. I think I want to be there. Then you want to explore the learning collaborative with us, and you can come in and hang out with us on a regular basis. That's right. And as a part of this whole experience, we're always willing to hang out with you for a couple weeks until it happens. So just know that this crew right here, plus two more, are coming to you live over the next 2 weeks. You are going to see so much content coming out of here. And if you think this is where we're stopping because it's just about business, no, no, baby. Regina, what is coming down the pike next after this conference?
Yeah, we're doing what's next for your spirituality. So we'll look at how you can actually use spiritual practices in your business. So not just in your life, but in your business, so that you really are having this holistic approach to your business and your life and creating a sustainable work-life ecosystem. So super, super excited to have you join for that upcoming conference as well. You'll see a couple of the same faces and a couple new faces, but with the same level of excitement and just knowledge and wisdom pouring out of every single one of them.
Yes, we have taken this concept of these 1 day conferences and how we're supporting people to work through whatever it is. And we have broken it down into small, tangible bites for you in the 6 hour blocks so that you so that you can get everything together. And so you're going to continue to see every single week a rollout of a new conference. We have 34 conferences rolling out over the course of this year. And I can't wait to help you figure out what's next in all the aspects of your life, your business, your branding, your networking, your finances, and in your spirituality. This is going to be a wonderful experience. And I can't do this without this amazing cast of characters. Listen, Miss Yo, the Joy Igniter, is going to be launching even a youth program that has its own conference as well. And David is launching a conference for men so that they can have this communion together as well. Our our community is exploding at the seams. And all of these characters that are on the screen right now are a part of that journey. So if you are interested in being a part of any of this stuff, again, stay tuned, but you definitely want to go to minklifemotivation.com and we will have a great way for you to be able to tap in right away. I'm going to drop the link in the chat and we're going to get this party started with all of this funness this year. Yo, what is your favorite thing coming down the pike in the community? You're
My
muted. Oops. And your
community.
Yes, your favorite part about that's happening in the community right now.
Oh my goodness, that's a lot.
It's 9:20.
All the new people coming in and building their own communities is my favorite. Watching everybody, I jokingly say, being able to look this way and see where I was, but able to enjoy where I am and look this way to see where I can go. So my favorite part is seeing all these new people coming in, so I can just keep tossing my head like a tennis match.
I love that. I love that. Well, I wanted to give everybody one last opportunity to give your goodbyes, your salutations, and to also give them an opportunity to have like one tip. So if there's like one takeaway that you want them to come from this conversation that we're having about this amazing conference that's coming down the pike, right? What is the one thing that you want to share that you want them to know about this? And so I'm going to give the floor to, let's start with Daniel.
My one tip that I would give to business owners who are considering coming to this conference, the tip is come to this conference. You will never have so much fun building your business.
Yes, because who wants to be an entrepreneur and be boring? No one ever said that when they were growing up,
Such a
right? No,
boring space.
such a boring space. Okay, Yolanda, what about you? What is the one thing you want them to take away from this conversation?
So, what I want them to take away from this conversation is that you are not coming to take notes. You are coming to take action. So, don't come in here with your little notebook of freebies where you just gather stuff for it to collect dust. I want you to come in ready to create a action list with dates and timelines so that you can achieve the things that you learned during this conference. Let's take action, not take notes.
Mm,
Yes, love that. I
so
feel like
good.
you stole the words right out of my mouth. All right. David, what is the one thing that you want them to take away from this conversation about the conference?
The one thing I want them to take away is that the very foundation of leadership and business is really all about people. It's about people and it's about learning to influence well in positive relationships. And if we come out of this realizing just a little bit more what it takes to be intentional about adding value to others and creating a positive influence in our relationships with others, that becomes a solid foundation that we can build on to grow our businesses and become so much better exponentially beyond where we are today.
Yes, love that. Love, love, love that. Okay, Regina, one takeaway from this conversation.
That you do not have to do this alone. The journey of entrepreneurship is so much more fun, profitable, and exciting when you do it in community with others who get you and are taking that same kind of action. So you don't have to do this alone.
Yes, that is so true. Our motto is real people offering real help in real time. And I want to say is that you have choices. Why not choose to be great? This is exactly the opportunity for you to choose yourself, choose your business, choose greatness for yourself. So I'm going to leave you with that one tip. You have a choice, choose to be great. With that said, I can't wait for all of this to go down the pike. I'm so excited, and I hope you are all excited too. Thank you all for being on the show today and coming in and hopping on to just have a chat with me, with all of our friends out here who are watching. We will see you guys in just a few days. We're going to be starting our challenge. I believe the challenge starts on Friday. So you'll start seeing those. I'm lost in my calendar.
Question
Uh,
mark.
question mark.
We have a lot of conferences in the rotation, so the dates, but it's all on the website, right?
It's all on the website. Yeah, so you can go to nextglobalvirtualconference.com in order to get information about the conference. And with that said, this has been a fabulous show. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.